Hello everyone, welcome back to the Crypto Geo channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some NFTs because I'm tired of everyone talking about banks collapsing. And afterwards I'm going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin and the recent price action because it was pretty interesting today. Alright, so first things first, Facebook announces plans to stop working on NFTs. So I see this as a good thing. Notice I didn't call it Meta, I called it Facebook. I don't want Zuckerberg anywhere near crypto or blockchain or anything like that. Get him out of here. Anyway, they're ditching this because they want to prioritize on other things, such as focusing on other ways to pretend to support creators, people, and businesses. Meta doesn't care about you. Facebook doesn't either. Stuff. They have a Polygon supported NFT marketplace for Instagram. They talked about building it. I guess they're putting that on the back burner for now. And they're saying right now it's still early for the NFT market. And it really is. At the end of the day, we're looking at like the Super Mario for NFTs. Like look at video games now. They're not Super Mario anymore. I'm talking about the old one from like the 70s or whenever the hell that was. I don't know. The pixel shit. Uh yeah, anyway, they're going to focus on other areas where they could impact at scale, like messaging and monetization from Reels, because I guess they're gonna try to compete with TikTok. Unless we ban it, that's not really gonna work. And yeah, they're gonna continue to not support the many NFT creators continuing to use Instagram and Facebook to amplify their work. Thank you, Zuckerberg. Anyway, second NFT news: Pokemon is looking to get into NFTs. Well, they're just starting. There's nothing really conclusive yet. What we do know is that there's a new job listing for a corporate development principal that they just listed, which requires the person in that position to have a grasp of Web3, including blockchain. But they don't just want them to know of it, they want a deep knowledge and understanding also in NFT and the metaverse, and they should be deeply connected to others in Web3 and metaverse spaces. So they're looking for someone to give them an idea of how things could work, but that also has the connections to pull more people in if they do decide they want to go through with this. So they're looking for like one big hire, not like a team of developers to really start building anything out at the very moment. Um, this is coming since last year. They took a Pokemon. The Pokemon company took an Australian company to court over an NFT game that was called Pokeworld, like copyright stuff. Um, yeah, I mentioned this. They're just trying to dip its toes in, and the catch 'em all aspect might just lend itself to the metaverse and blockchain. Some couple play on words. All right, I don't care. I'm better at charts. Let's look at charts. All right, cool. So yeah, Bitcoin really pumped today. At the top, it went up 9%. It broke through the range highs. It hasn't been this high since, when was this? June 13th. So, I mean, before I really look at this, I want to just mention really briefly about what happened. So, as we talked about before, the dollar index got rejected from this, and it's turning back downward. One of the scenarios I thought might play out. Yeah, as I said, S&P bouncing off the 382 Fibonacci level, rallying up. The Nasdaq, same thing, off the zero point 0.5 and like exactly off that support I mentioned, now starting to come back up. And similarly with the Dow Jones, it just deviated like barely. How far did this go? From like right here, like a 0.5% down past this downward sloping resistance, starting to come back up. So things are looking good overall for the market. All right, so let's look back at Bitcoin. I'm only going to cover Bitcoin today. Yeah, so this wick doesn't really look too good. Really pumped, came all the way back down because, I mean, everyone and their grandmothers are shorting this. It's like a perfect setup. It's like the highs here. It even deviated above like pretty significantly. That's probably like a 5% like wick just above this horizontal resistance. But I mean, I can guarantee you that everybody will be trying to short all around here. It just looks too perfect, which is why I think it might actually not end up working out. So what I'm going to be looking at for trades this coming week, let me already go down to the 4 hours. Yeah, so we went up, came right back down, and we're still stuck within like the range that we've normally been in, like the top of the range for a while. What I expect to happen is for Bitcoin to keep dumping a little bit throughout the next couple 4 hourly candles and possibly find support at the $24,000 level. It was previous resistance over here. and we've been like bouncing and like fighting this area for like some time now. So it makes sense to come back here. If you want to be more aggressive, look for an earlier entry. I would probably enter around here, and if I place a long, let's say somewhere around here, stops, depending on how aggressive you want to go. I mean, if you're really going aggressive, maybe you want to keep it over here around the $22,700 level. A more conservative one would be below this, or like 22,000. And my target, main first target, would be about 28K. Like I mentioned before, I do think this will be just like a magnet. If we can clear this range, stay above it, it'll be no problem to reach there. Alternatively, we might end up dumping a little bit more, and like the second point of entry would be, I would take around this level, the 22, 23, 300, and this will make it easier to put stops a bit lower. I do like this level over here, 20,000, 21,300. Seems like a decent level to start longing. But in terms of other targets, because I mean, everyone's shorting over here, their targets probably for shorts, like shorter time frame, around the $24,000 level. A little bit higher time frame, they might be targeting around the 22,500, maybe even the 22,000. And people that are really looking to swing trade are going to try to reach this like $19,000 level, or maybe some people really think we're going to go all the way back down to 15,500. So like based on their targets and what time frame they're trading at, they're going to have different stop levels. Like some people really scalping like short term will honestly have their stop loss like just above this level. Like people that entered a little bit later, once maybe they're looking at the 1 hour or something time frame, maybe even 15 minutes, just put it just above here. So it won't take very much for us to start rallying back and explode through there. I mean, even some people, like, I don't really know why you do this, but opened up the trade over here and still put their stop loss like just above these range highs, thinking this was just a little deviation. We're not gonna go back and touch these levels. The thing is, whenever you have massive wicks like this, I mean, this candle still has to close, so it's like we don't know how big this candle will be, the wick will be. But whenever we have massive liquidity candles like this, we always come back and test it. Like over here, this was a pretty big one. We did end up coming back and touching it. Granted, this one took a decent amount of time, but yeah, over here, even these like tiny ones ended up getting touched again at least once. So I do think we see these levels back. It's like a matter of when do we see, first of all, when do we see it happen, and how low will we go before we reach that. But if we do come back and we close the candle above these highs, I think we're going to reach 28K in like literally no time. Because a lot of people shorting in this area will probably set their stop losses somewhere around the $28,000, $29,000 level. Some of the bigger swing traders will put it definitely above here, around the 33. So depending on how strong the market's doing and what kind of liquidation cascades we see happening, I think we could easily see Bitcoin come back to around the $30,000 level. But I mean, if we really go like batshit crazy, if we touch those liquidations, I mean, we could easily wick up to maybe the $40,000 level. I don't think that's sustainable in the short term. I think it's just going to be like a mini rally as the Fed has to like ease up on their rates, because they're literally shitting on banks, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to completely destroy the economy. They just want to steal everyone's wealth. So yeah, those are my price targets for there. What I'll end up doing, depending on when I end up entering, I'll probably make a video for it. Definitely take mild profits at the $25,000 level. Maybe cut 10%, move my stop loss to break even wherever I entered, whether it's here or maybe here. Just make it a risk-free trade. Keep going up. Next place, maybe take another 10% around these highs, unless you just blow right through it. Definitely, once we get up to the $29,000 level, at least 50% of this position will be closed, because it doesn't really make sense for us to just blow past this. There's so much volume and activity here. Everyone's going to try shorting it again. So I might let it run, maybe just close it off entirely, look for another entry if we come back and dip lower once we enter this range. But yeah, that's a problem for later. Let's see what we're going to do from here. All right, so that's all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.